The movie revolves around a woman named Mary, who is a last-stage cancer patient. But because of poverty, she has to work in a grocery store. She has a son, whom she wants to be a good person, and saving him from becoming a criminal like his father. Her son Connor is not allowed by the government to work, therefore, he cannot help his mother financially. However, he has some special powers, which he can use to make some money. But there is a problem. Let's find out what. At the beginning of the film, we see that 4% of human race is born as mutants, in which they have some special powers, and the government is inviting them to come forward and use their special powers in building and developing the country. Then we see that some of these people are liked by the normal people and they used to live together in Lincoln City. They used to work together with normal people, but gradually people started hating these mutants, and they started getting robots to do all their work. As a result, the mutants stopped getting any jobs, and therefore they become criminals. Then there is a new drug introduced in the world, its name is psych, and it is introduced by a crime syndicate known as the Trust. They flooded the streets with psych, which is made from the spinal fluid of traffic powers. As mutants are getting no work, so they start selling this drug and convert normal people into mutants. Then in the present day, we see a woman named Mary who live with her 26-year-old son Connor Reed. She is sick with cancer while doing job at a grocery store. Her son has also special powers, and he is an electric. She does not want her son to work as ordinary labor, as she is afraid that he might become criminal like his father. Actually, Mary's husband was also a mutant with electric power, but he was a criminal and killed by the police. Connor sees the scars on his mother's hands which are growing fast and which is a sign of her cancer. Connor is worried. He wants her mother to start chemo, but his mother says that she is fine and nothing will happen to her. Connor goes to an office for a job interview, but he didn't get the job. On the way back he stops at a construction site, where he asks the supervisor if he need a person. He says that it's late and he will only pay for a half day. Connor says that it's only an hour late, but supervisor asks him to take it or leave it. As Connor have no choice, he agrees and start working. He is an electric technician and work in electric wires barehanded. As he is an electric mutant, therefore, he does not get any electric shock. Suddenly the police drones arrive at the site and announces that all the mutants' laborers should come out for inspection. The police arrive and ask them to look up to the drone in order to scan their eyes. Actually, they do not allow mutants to work without a license, and every mutant should register his powers with the government. While they are checking their IDs, one of the mutants have an arrest warrant on his name. The police pull out their guns and arrests him, but when the police officer putting him inside the car, he burns his face and runs away. Seeing this, the drone quickly drops 2 robot officers down and they shot the man, and kills him. Then the scene changes and we see that the police raids on an apartment, where a mutant collects the spinal fluid of other mutants. The operation is leading by 2 officers, Park and Davis, arresting the man and secure the psych drug. The officers get a lot of coverage in the media and appreciation from the higher authorities. Then we see that Connor goes to pick his mom from the work, where her employer is scolding her for not being careful. As she is sick and weak, so things drop frequently from her hands, and therefore the owner is angry with her. While they argue, Connor comes into the store, and scares the owner of that shop with his power. He is angry because the shop owner talks disrespectfully with his mother. The owner dismisses Mary, and they come out of the shop. Mary is mad at Connor, saying that he needs to learn to keep himself calm, while Connor says that, "Mom, you are sick, and you should start chemo immediately." Mary says that they need money, so she can't leave this job. Connor says that he will sell the car and will have some money arranged, but Mary says that they won't have that much money anyway. She says that she has no choice but to work, and she don't want him to do anything wrong. The next day, Connor is waiting for a job with his friend Rob, that a van comes near them. Rob says that these people are goons and do wrong things. If we work with them, then we can be caught by the police. The van stops in front of them and a man named Garrett speaks to them. He says that he needs an electric who can be at least class 2. They all sit quiet and no one answers to him. He is about to go that Connor stands up and says that he is an electric. He tells them that he will take $200 up front, to which Garrett and his friends laughs, but then Garrett says that, okay, I will give you $200, and tells him to sit in the van. In the van there are 3 people, all with special powers. Garrett himself is a telekinetic, which means he can control things from the distance like a magnet. Freddy, who is a mute, he cannot talk, and is brawn, meaning he has super strength. The third one is Maddie, who is a pyro, meaning pyrokinetic, who can heat up her hands so much that she can melt iron easily. They go to a chemical factory, where a high voltage electric current is given to the gate, so no one can trespass it. Garrett asks Connor to remove the electric charge from the gate. Connor apply a very strong electric shock to the gate, and it removes the current from it. Here Garrett understands that the electric power of Connor is way too high than level 2. Then Maddie opens the gate with her chain melting power. They go inside and steal some chemical barrels from there. They are caught by the guard, but Garrett disarms him and lock him in cage. However, the police are informed and they send drones to the area to find the descripted van. But before the drone sees their red van, Garrett parks the van under the bridge and they remove all the red cover on top of the car, and then as they move forward, the drone checks them for identification. But luckily, they are safe. Connor asks him to pay him off and drop him somewhere, but Garrett says that the job is not done yet. They arrive at a club which belongs to a smuggler named Marcus, who is sitting with a big mafia don to whom Marcus owes a lot of money. He gives Marcus some time and tells him that he will slit his throat if he didn't pay on time. Garrett comes in and tells Marcus that they brought some chemical which will earn him some money to lower his debt. Actually, Garrett works for Marcus from a very long time. Then he meets Connor, and to which Marcus has the power to read anyone's mind, and he reads Connor's mind too. Then he sends him out with his girlfriend named Nia. They both come out to have a drink and talk, but Connor says that he is not drinking. Then Connor starts asking questions about Nia, that how she is with Marcus, but suddenly Marcus's bodyguard Rhino, who is a brawn with bulletproof skin, comes and take her to Marcus. Marcus tells Garrett that he has to give money to the mafia gang, which is too much, otherwise those people are very dangerous and will kill them all. Therefore, Marcus gives them the task of robbing a bank, from which they will get millions of dollars. Garrett agrees and leaves with his friends. Then he drops Connor at his house, and tells him to meet them again tomorrow, as they have another job for him. He also gives him an extra $300, and says that he will give him even more money for the next job. When Connor comes home, he meets his mother and lies to her that he got the job in the company he gives interview in. He says he has very good pay, and soon he will get enough money to start her treatment. The next day, Officer Park and Chan come and see the place of Garrett's theft, and they both understand that Marcus' gang must have done it. But one thing which puzzles them is that there is an electric man with them which is at least level 5 or above. They want to know that who is the new electric guy of such high ability that they are not aware of. The next day Connor meets Garrett and his team members at a cafe, where Garrett asks him that why he wants to join their team. Connor says that he has a special need for money because his mom is sick, she has cancer. To which Garrett says, okay, I will give you money, but first you have to prove that you are worth it. He hits a car, activates its alarm in front of Connor, and then says turn off the alarm, but Connor says, no, that's wrong. Garrett says that they are going to rob a bank after this, and if the robbery goes well, he will give him $25,000. Hearing this, Connor disables the alarm. They steal the car and leave. Garrett takes him to an abandoned place, where he gives him some training to fully activate his powers. Garrett shows his powers as he has the ability to move things with his mind. He makes Connor practice lighting the bulbs, in which after many days of training, Connor has learned to control electricity much more than his power. During the daily training, Garrett gives some money to Connor, which he hides in the house. Garrett and Connor go to the bank to find out the location of Walt and the security. They note all the information about the cameras and guards standing there, as well as the lockers. They share all this information with Braun and Maddie too. On the day of the robbery, they enter the bank, disarm all the guards with their powers, and then the coroner opens the safe by giving a big blow to the locker. But when they go inside, they find the vault empty. Seeing this, Garrett gets angry as the bank has transferred all the money to another bank. He comes out, grabs the manager, and asks her why is there less money. She says that every Friday at 4 p.m. the money is withdrawn from here and sent to the main office. Meanwhile, the police get alert and send an armed drone to the location. When they come out after robbing the bank, all of them are caught by the police drone. They announce that all of them should lay on the ground immediately, but Corner activates his powers and gives a huge electric shock to the drone. As a result, the drone falls down right there and destroys. Taking advantage of the opportunity, all four of them run away from their safe and sound. Garrett comes to Marcus disoriented, and gives him the money that they steal from the bank, to which Marcus says that it is only $50,000, where is the rest of it? Garrett tells him that he is a liar, because the information that he gives them was not correct. He says that they will not even get their cut of it. While they are talking, Corner sees a woman who goes to kill Marcus, but he comes in and gives an electric shock to that woman, and that woman cuts Connor's arm with her knife. The woman is shot and killed by Marcus' bodyguard Rhino. Connor starts cleaning his wound where Nia comes meets him, while she is under the sedation of drugs. She sees Corner's wound and touches it with her hand, and heals it. Seeing this, Corner is amazed to see her doing this. He says that she is a healer, who can heal any person. He asks her that she can cure human diseases, then why is she with these bad people? She says that it's not that simple, actually she has a lot of debt over her father, and she has to pay it. Then Rhino comes and takes her to Marcus to cure him as he has some kind of chest disease. When Connor comes home, his mother has taken out all of Connor's money and she says that now you have started doing something wrong. She asks him that where he goes to work, because she has already called that office and they say that they didn't hire him. She says that he become a criminal like his father. Connor says that he can't see her dying like this, therefore he has to do something to save her. Suddenly, Mary's condition worsens and Connor takes her to the hospital, where after initial checkup, the doctor says Mary's powers are now causing cancer in her brain. He tell him that we need to start treating her as soon as possible. Connor give him the permission to treat her and find the treatment cost very high, but he pays the bill anyway. When he comes out of the hospital, Officer Parks and Davis grabs him and bring him to the police station. Parks says that they know that he is hanging out with Garrett in the city. He asks Connor that if he knows something, he can give them some information to catch the culprits. But Connor says he doesn't know anything. He also says that they didn't do anything wrong and they are just friends. They try to get some information from him, but he is reluctant. Officer Davis makes him angry by talking about his father, that how he killed him, and then he talks about his mother, to which Connor gets angry but Park takes Davis out of the room. Park tells Davis that they don't have any solid proof against Connor, so they have to let him go. Davis reluctantly agrees and Connor comes out of the police station. On the way he is picked up by Garrett, who asks him that what did he tell the police about them. He says that he didn't tell the police anything. For confirmation, Garrett takes him to Marcus where he reads his mind and says that this guy is a real deal. Then they make a plan that they are going to rob a police van, which is carrying the seized psych drugs. They say that if got successful, we could get millions of dollars worth of drugs. Corner says there it can be very dangerous to steal from the police, therefore if we bring you the drugs, I will take Nia. To which Marcus agrees, but then Garrett says that we will do it but as you give us too little money, so if we did this, we want half the money as we will be partners. Marcus agrees but look like he is not fine with that. The police put their drugs in 2 suitcases and put them in the van along with 2 guards. Then there are so many layers of guards on the ground as well as armed drones in the sky. They plan to rob the van in no-fly zone, so that the drone can't see them. Inside the no-fly zone, Freddy set up a fake construction work sign and put blockade in the middle of the road. They turn the van to an alternative route where Garrett pulls his truck and block the road. There from the side, Connor collects his powers and he make the guard unconscious by giving them an electric shock. Maddie burns the door making a hole in it, in which Freddy put a smoke bomb making the guards come out of the van. Maddie took their suitcases and give it to Rhino. Rhino takes the cases to his car and then he kills all the police officers, and also shot both Freddy and Maddie. They are about to kill Garrett and Connor too, that suddenly the police drones arrive and drops the 2 robot officers who shot dead both Rhino's men while Rhino is successfully escapes. Garrett and Connor takes Freddy, who is still alive. They steal a car and they dodge the policeman. On the other hand, when Rhino brings the drugs to Marcus, Nia asks him that where are the others. Marcus tells her that he is not going to spare anyone who wants to take his place, and says she is still alive because of her father's debt, and the powers which she uses to heal him. Then he gives her a bottle of psych, to which he made her addicted. They take Freddy to a safe house, but he couldn't survive and died. Garrett and Connor argue about this, as they are very angry by the betrayal of Marcus. Park, Davis, and their captain discuss that this robbery must be done by Marcus, and they must have the electric guy, which is Connor. Park says that they have interviewed him, but he is not a killer. The captain says that if you have him in custody, then why you didn't charge him. Park says that he needs him get some clue for finding a way to arrest Marcus. Park meets his daughter and her for a walk. His daughter is a mutant too. She asks Park that she heard that mutants are sent away by their parents, to which Park says no honey, they won't. Suddenly, Connor's friend comes and gives Park a letter. It is an address from Connor, who wants to meet Park. Park comes and meets Connor in a bar, where Connor tells him that they have not done anything, they were just stealing the psych, but then Marcus's man Rhino killed those officers and his friends too. Park says that he should hand over himself to the police. Connor tells him that he was right, that he is going to become a criminal like his father. He gives information about Marcus and his location. The next day police raided Marcus's club and shot his men, while Marcus gets the psych bag and runs away along with Rhino and Nia. Suddenly Garrett appears from the rear and shot Marcus. He then starts shooting Rhino, but as he has bulletproof skin, so he doesn't get hurt. He then starts fighting hand to hand with Garrett and Connor. He grabs Connor's neck and about to choke him, that Garrett picks up a large nail and stuck it in Rhino's eye. Connor gets up and uses his power to push the nail hard into Rhino's eye and kills him. Marcus is wounded and asking Nia to come and heal him, but she comes and take his gun. Garrett comes and kill Marcus by using his power, but before killing him he tells him that this is for Freddy and Maddie. Connor asks Nia to go with him to heal his mother, but she says that it's not that simple. She shows him his cut wound on her hand, which she heals earlier. It means that she only cure people if she takes their diseases on her own body. Garrett takes the drugs and tells Connor to take what he comes for. Connor doesn't care about Nia's life and takes her to the hospital. They go to Mary's room where Nia starts healing her, while Connor's standing at a side watching her. Nia's body is changing as she taking Mary's cancer, and Mary is slowly changing too. Suddenly, Connor thinks something and stops Nia. Mary wakes up and looks at Connor. Connor says sorry to her and then she dies. Connor brings Nia in his truck to the police station. He tells her that the car tank is full and will take her as far as she could. She asks him that what he will do, to which he says that he is going to give himself in police custody. Then the movie goes forward and shows that Garrett hands over the psych to Wesley, who is drug dealer, and look like Garrett took over the drug trade for the trust in Lincoln City. Connor visits his mother's grave and tells her that he will not be around for some time, but he will not do anything wrong. He tells her that he is going to be on the run for a while. On the other hand, Nia goes to see her father in prison, and they both seem happy to meet each other after a long time. Power ban has been voted and Office Park is reluctantly accepting an award for bringing down the psych smugglers. The movie gives us a lesson that people with superpowers face prejudice and limited opportunities. This can lead them to crime. Also, it shows the fight for equality and rights. Despite societal pressure, good characters try to do the right thing. It encourages us to fight against discrimination and offers hope for a better future. Thanks for watching.